Why is it that great couples who love each other deeply and seem to have it all together may still fall victim to growing apart? The short answer is they don't. That whole concept of growing apart is a lie, a cop out, and a misnomer. Couples who say that they grew apart are practicing the same lack of accountability, avoidance, and minimization of real problems that chipped away at their relationship in the first place. What really causes that fracture is failing to prioritize connection for an extended period of time. This is not a passive process. But don't worry, I've got the 4 main disconnects that lead couples to worry that they might be growing apart. Hello, everyone. My name is Tia, and I'm a licensed psychotherapist. I make videos that offer tips on how to improve your relationship with yourself and with other people. So make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you never miss more tips from a therapist. Today, we're talking about how to preserve the connection in your relationship so you never have to worry about growing apart. The first major disconnect that causes problems is a lack of physical connection. Even if physical intimacy is not your love language, all mammals evolved with the bonding hormone oxytocin. You may know it as the love hormone, the cuddle chemical, or the love drug. Oxytocin is a powerful hormone that lowers stress, raises sexual arousal, builds trust, and enhances relationships. If you are not prioritizing physical intimacy and sex in your relationships, your bodies can kind of forget each other. Someone that you really loved and were attracted to could feel like a roommate or a stranger, or even worse, a potential threat. But you're able to tap into this biological mechanism of oxytocin through cuddling, by holding hands, by kissing a little longer than you usually do, by caressing and scratching each other and, you know, I know you know, you know. The second major disconnect that causes problems is a lack of emotional connection. Now, the lack of physical connection, the lack of emotional connection is kind of like that chicken or the egg causality dilemma. Which one came first? Many women cite that it's the lack of emotional connection that makes it hard for them to be sexually motivated. And then there's a lot of men who cite the lack of physical connection as a reason for not feeling very emotionally engaged. The solution is to prioritize both. Both are equally important. A relationship cannot survive on raw physicality or exclusively on emotions. In order to be emotionally connected with each other, you've got to talk with each other. You need to know what's going on in each other's lives and to have the shared commitment that neither of you ever go through anything alone, that you're on the same team, and that no matter what's going on, both of you are in it together. The third major disconnect is a lack of availability. Life transitions can get in the way of even the best couples. Whether it's a career that takes up too much time, or you have separate schedules from each other, or you just brought home a newborn, or you're taking care of an aging parent, it's hard to prioritize everything in the right amounts all the time. Couples in great relationships often make the mistake of taking it for granted and overdrafting resources away from their relationship, assuming that it's strong enough to be able to handle it. Now, while life may require this at times, and one of the benefits of building a strong relationship is that you have it as a resource when life gets hard, that's an unsustainable approach long term. I speak to too many people in my practice that have more than enough money and success in their careers, but are lonely and miserable because they have no one to share it with. Or couples that put their kids before their marriage, and it led to a divorce that caused even more harm to the kids in the long run. Or eventually having to mourn the loss of a parent and the loss of your spouse because you didn't know how to balance it right. Do not make that mistake. The key here is to have a shared commitment that the relationship comes first, no matter what. because it's the basis for everything else. From there, other things can be prioritized. The fourth major problem with disconnection is a loss of trust or respect. Our person inevitably will disappoint us, and we will definitely disappoint them too. But that's not what the problem is. The real problem is allowing those moments to expand and fester and turn into an overall loss of trust and respect. You can actually feel when those moments happen. So without appropriate repair or conflict management skills, these moments can erode away at the foundation of your relationship and even how you view each other as people. The key is to be aware when trust or respect is even slightly compromised, and to face it head on directly together and realign accordingly. When any of those four major disconnects present themselves, you have two options: renaissance or rot. Renaissance literally meaning a rebirth, a renewed investment in the relationship. Or you can rot, which means do nothing and allow the relationship to decay. However, when something is allowed to rot, the decay spreads. You don't just lose the relationship, you lose your self-respect. You lose any friendship or goodwill that you had with that person in the beginning. Your body feels less alive, and it changes your sense of who you are, and you lose the ability to love and trust. You acclimate to destruction so well, and then wonder why you're not able to build something more meaningful. On this channel, we choose Renaissance. And you can start by reviewing the State of the Union check-in that I shared in my previous video, How to Save Your Relationship with 2 Questions. Have you been in a relationship where you grew apart? What actually happened? Let us know in the comment section below, and let's help each other out. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.